one. We're back to the Neil Haley Show, and my guest today is series producer Jane Atkins. She's going to talk about Lion, an epic four-part event series follows a cub extraordinary journey to become a king. How are you, Jane? Thanks for stopping by.
Hey, yeah, good, thank you. Very nice to meet you. Thanks for having me on your show.
So, talk. How did this come about? Tell us the story.
Well, originally, our exec producer, Mike Gunton, was working with Jon Favreau on another project. And Jon Favreau had obviously worked on The Lion King, his own film. Mike was at the time making a documentary about lions, and they started talking about what it would be like if they could work together on a lion project. So that was like the genesis of this idea. And Mike pitched a 4-year project filming lions, a family, to understand even more deeply what it's like to be a lion. So we really got that commission with one word, which was lion, and this idea that we'd have a cinematic story to tell, but we had no control over what that story was. So that was the genesis of it. And then we had to basically, as a series producer and then kind of pulling in the most amazing team of cinematographers and producers and editors, we then had to sort of take that one word and make it into this ambitious, epic story that will air tonight.
So, first of all, which is amazing, it's an amazing story. I mean, once you got asked to do this, you probably said to yourself, wow, there's a lot to think about in this type of a shoot,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. I mean, I remember sitting down and having coffee with the exec producer at the time and saying, "So could it be this? And what if it was this? And what if it was this? And but what if we get that?" And we were kind of brainstorming all these possibilities, but actually, you can't do that and just kind of write it from the beginning. You've got to just get out there. So we basically just started getting to the field and planning our shoots. And every shoot lasted about between 3 and 4 weeks, and they would hand over to the next team. And we kept doing that for 52 weeks, which took us almost 3.5 years of being in the field. It was a huge amount of time. And the beauty of it was we basically never, well, we hardly ever missed a day with these lions, these pride lions. And at the beginning, we were really just kind of getting to know them. A bit like if you dropped into a different country and you had to live with a family, you'd have to get to know who's at the top, like who are the matriarchs, who are the dynamic, kind of individuals in this pride, who leads, who follows, who hangs back. So we kind of had to understand the chemistry of the pride, the relationship of the pride, the identifying feature of the pride, or the individuals at least. And then as we got to know them, we all started sort of discussing, okay, well, this person's interesting. We call them, I say person, because we actually just feel like they were more like humans to us because we got to know them so intimately. And I guess the key thing that we're looking for was, with 4 films to make, what is the big story, and then what are the episodic stories, and at the heart of that, who are the characters, and at the heart of that, like, who could our little hero be?
Yeah.
There was a huge analysis going on with all the footage, and obviously Mother Nature, it doesn't follow script. It was just life was playing out, the dramas are playing out. We knew roughly what lions would do at different stages of their own lives. Like, sometimes the relationships change as different individuals grow up. The kings might get feisty and kick out the males. We kind of knew there'd be certain things that were, you know, that were predisposed to happen. But there was also things that we had no idea would happen. There were kind of random things that happened. There were chaotic things that happened. There was dramas that happened, like with buffalo and hyenas. So we just had to sort of follow everything that happened in their lives and then sort of craft it into a single story.
Did you ever have you ever been on that long a shoot of filming
No,
for that long?
no. I mean, I worked on a series just for this called Frozen Planet 2, and most of the stories there would be like 4 or 6 weeks on location, and you go for like a particular behavior, a particular season, a particular window of time, and it's very, very precise. Whereas this was very, very broad, and I don't think any of us had really been able to, or there are very few projects, or maybe this is the only one that's really been able to invest that amount of time with one family of lions for that much field time.
Wow.
So yeah, it was a
And
very unique experience.
they became a family, those lions, didn't they?
Well, I mean, they've been a family. That pride that we've
Me, a
grown to
family
be
to
now.
you, a family to you guys, based on being there with them so long.
Oh, right. I see what you mean. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we we all totally fell in love with him. I think I fell in love with Keo the moment he came out of his den. He came out, and I remember looking at the rushes because we would review rushes on a daily basis, looking at the dailies, and I was just like, saw him coming out, and I was like, oh my God, he's just the most adorable, gorgeous old cub. Um, and we fell in love with his mother. We fell in love with her sisters, all the kind of the surrounding family members. It was a really amazing experience to get to know them so well. And so when things happen to them and things are drama, you really feel it as well. And we felt like that, even just watching the dailies. And so then when you add the layers of story and scripting and music, hopefully that for the audiences really allows you to almost be transported there so that you could have almost been there alongside us. That was our kind of hope.
And I bet you miss them too. After being with them for that
Yeah.
long, I'm sure you miss them.
Yeah, we really do miss them. And actually, like saying goodbye to Keo on that final shoot was really hard. It was really tough knowing that having sort of seen him so well since he was a tiny little cub, we felt really proud of him. I mean, I'm also as well as like the series producer, I'm a mum at home back in England, and I've got two kids. I've got a 15-year-old and a 20-year-old, and I've kind of seen my own son growing up from the age like he was
Wow.
11 to 15 with the time frame that I took to make the series. And so I kind of see Keo, this little boy, growing up to be a male, like I see my own son growing up to be a man. We all kind of like invest so much heart
Exactly.
into
Oh,
everything, and there's a lot of relatability in this series as well.
did you have breaks in between to go back? All the shooting you did?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, we I wasn't on location the whole time. I would go for like I'd be back in England, go out there, say for a month or 3 or 4 weeks, come back, look at footage, and then the next person would go out. So we had a
Oh,
whole team of field
okay.
directors.
Got it.
Like
Okay.
we had like 8 field directors, 12 crew, and we were basically just kind of like it was like a little relay of handing over the baton, and then we had like a whole load of monitors back home with all the rushes, and we'd be looking at footage and then going out the field. So it was a real like process of
All
film
right.
review, film review. Yeah.
What I really like about this is the fact of uh, being able to see it firsthand all the way through, talk about the story, talk about the backstory, but people can check out Lion. It's on National Geographic and Disney and Hulu, and available tonight. That's awesome. People can check it out. So I
Enjoy.
really appreciate you coming on, Jane. And wow, you really are dedicated as a producer with all those different things. But the final product, we can't wait to see it. Thanks again.
I really enjoy it. It's such a beautiful story, and I hope your audiences love it as well. Thank you for
Exactly.
having me on.
You're welcome. You're listening and watching.